Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another wonderful round here at the Omega Racing Sim Studio. Thank you so much for your love and support for over the past season. The Pro-Am Racing Challenge season, the inaugural championship of 2025, is about to get underway, and the drivers are just about done with qualifying session. And we're racing at Zolder on February 4th, the Nordschleife on the 11th. The 18th will be Silverstone. 25th is going to be Bathurst. Then starting in March, Spa-Francorchamps, Watkins Glen, Imola, then Barcelona. And this is going to be a humdinger of a time. Without any further delay, let's get to looking at the stream so we can get underway and see what the drivers are all up to right now. Weather right now for Zolder is going to be overcast skies, 23 degrees ambient, 30 degrees on track, winds coming in from the north-northwest at around 2 meters per second, partly cloudy, light winds with occasional gusts, but good visibility overall for the drivers for them to contend with. Full formation lap here for the Omega Sim Racing Speedmasters. Mandatory one pit stop will be taking place for all the drivers. This will be an exciting 45-minute race once we get down to it. Looking forward to going around Zolder a couple dozen times. Zolder, a track length of 2.4 miles or 4 kilometers long. Founded in 1963, has been unchanged since 2007. Located in Zolder, Belgium. 15 corners, 6 to the left, 9 to the right, with 63 feet of elevation change. Drivers all swerving around to warm up their tires. Philippe Cosset leads in the amateur category, and Isho in second place, Leo Mora in third. We got Nate Roberts, Justin Cutler, and Kevin Lee. Nate Roberts, excuse me, leading the charge in the Pro-Am category. Mandatory pit stop is officially on the clocks for all of these drivers, and I think it'll be interesting to see who's going to come out on top during the pit stop cycle. Catching is one thing, passing will be a completely other objective here at Zolder as the drivers get formed up 2 by 2, just showing you how tight and narrow this circuit is. Barely able to squeeze 2 cars through this chicane here. And going at full speed, it'll be even more challenging to do so. Switching over to the heli camera for the start of this race, and the drivers are about to get the green light. Christmas tree is illuminated, and green, 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 away we go. Justin Cutler seems to have a good breakaway, but he's on the outside line. Will he be able to pinch down Nate Roberts? He sure is able to. The Nissan GTR fares fairly well coming in towards turn 1. And there's Isho actually making moves as he moves forward up and tries to chase down Philippe Cosset in P1 of the category. That's an awful good look there, and it looks like everybody's neat and tidy. BK throwing down elbows with Benjamin Hyun and Leo Mora. Leo's absolutely boxed in, has nowhere to go right now, coming into the first chicane, almost runs into the back of the Pfaff number 9. does run into the back of the Lamborghini, gives him a little bump and run, and tries to give him the old hurry up and go, but he's not having any of that just yet. Benjamin Hyun and Leo Mora coming together, but just a slight graze there. Nothing really to write home about, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the other drivers up and down the grid right now. Here's Dominic Schumont, 2/10 away from Johnny Nickelford. Nickelford in the white Lamborghini out in front, the number 99. Driving pretty well right now is that number 99, staying in touch with the leader of Leo Mora in his category, trying to get the move done for the third place podium position. He's in front of his counterpart, White Plate, and just gets run a little bit wide there. And now that move will be done in dust to Dominic Schumont, chasing down the cars in front. Leo Mora, the next contender, he has to battle with coming up to the line. Isho and Wilson Ho going after it side by side in towards turn 2, and it looks like Wilson Ho was able to get by Isho. A 888 Six Sigma racing car. Ferrari able to separate himself one more driver from the front runners. I said it before, I'll say it again. It looks like Philippe Cosset is a little out of category now. Here's a move. Leo Mora trying to go up the inside, taps the Pfaff GTD Pro car, sends him round. Benjamin Hyun goes further back and spun around at the second chicane, unable to get that car recollected. Let's see if we can get an incident review of what happened between the 38 and the, who is that? Which number is that going to be? The number 30. Not seeing anything pop up for the 88 and the 30. The 38 and the 30. There it is. Let's take a look at the replay from the helicamera and see how it all went down. Leo Mora definitely had the overspeed going down into that second chicane. But will he make a good look up the inside line? He went for a move and almost a pass on the grass, a pass over the sausages, and that's what ended up happening there between Leo and his counterpart. Dominic Schumont 3/10 away from chasing down Laszlo Toth, but a battle for the lead is Justin Cutler and Nate Roberts. Justin Cutler driving the Six Sigma Racing Gulf livery colors, the orange and the blue. And Nate Roberts was in the lead of this race, driving that Ferrari, but decided to back out of that move into turn 1 and then left him in second place. Cutler isn't really running away with it, and the fastest lap of the race goes to Nate Roberts with a 129.345. Laszlo Toth awfully close to Johnny Nickelford again. Although he's not battling for position in his class, he is battling for bragging rights overall. No, excuse me, Laszlo Toth and Johnny Nickelford are battling for not only bragging rights, but positions in their category. I was thinking about Benjamin Hyun, the number 38 Lamborghini. Number 38 Lamborghini is in the Pro category, and obviously everybody else is in the Pro-Am category. Again, we have 2 championships running at the same time. We have the white plates in the Pro category, and we have the red plates in the Pro-Am category. Although they're on track at the exact same time, they're definitely not battling each other for position, although they might be. Philippe Cosset trying to go up the inside line on Kevin Lee. Wowza, that was a little bit dicey there. It was awfully close coming around the kink, and a little bit of elbows out there. It looks like there was a touch between the 218 and the 14, but nothing really to write home about, just enough grazing to get an incident view, but no damage to be found on either of those cars. Thank goodness, because going through that fast section of the track, it could have ended in tears. Louis Passet driving the BMW M6 GT3 4.4 liter V8 with 580 horsepower. Great at top speed, stability, and its versatility, and really strong and comfortable handling overall. What I am curious about is the difference between this Nissan GT-R and the Ferrari. Nissan GT-R Nismo GT3 has a 3.8 liter V6 twin turbo compared to its counterpart, the Ferrari 296 2.9 liter V6 twin turbo, pushing around 550 horsepower. We all know that the Ferrari has exceptional handling. That's very agile. Great acceleration, and it's good on tire management, effectively making its tire wear very well performing in longer races. Aerodynamics packages that suit itself for high-speed corners, not too many of which we see at Zolder. And on board with Nate Roberts as we chase down Justin Cutler. Tenths off the good right now. This is the battle for the lead of this race. I don't think we've seen a battle like this at Omega Sim Racing in quite some time, at least since last year in the last championship we had. So this is bound to be a spicy one. Nate Roberts driving solo dolo, no team to be found, and there goes Macom Salas. Background at Lucien Blanchimont. The Ferrari looking to the inside line, but just trying to scare that GTR into making a slight mistake. None to be found from Justin Cutler in P1 right now. Closest battle on track. Will continue to monitor Justin Cutler and Nate Roberts. 35 leads over the number 6, but for how much longer? As Nate Roberts does have the fastest lap of the race, and the times are definitely going in the way of Nate Roberts. Although not on that particular occasion. Almost a half-second gap now formed between Cutler and Roberts. Ooh, and the Ferrari almost having a big, gigantic off going through that chicane. Manages to hold on. The gap has opened up to 1.8 seconds now, and that answers my question of how much longer will that Ferrari be able to hold on to. The answer was not very long. JT Sykes saying, come on McNulty, wheel that thing. Corey McNulty in 6th place right now, driving the Bald Eagle Motorsports car, the number 74. He's chasing down Wilson Ho for best of the rest, 4th place position. Wilson Ho performed very well last championship season. I expect him to do the same. He's developed a bit of consistency and now driving the Ferrari. Multiple cheers for Corey McNulty in the chat room. Thank you very much, Auto Geek. Thank you very much, JT Sykes, for being here. Appreciate the love and support that you're giving to the Omega Racing stream. board with Leo Mora chasing down Bawea Isho. And switching back over to Laszlo Toth and Benjamin Hyun's battle. Benjamin Hyun on a bit of a recovery drive after basically going back to P last. After getting into an incident coming into the second chicane. Benjamin Hyun is about 0.7 of a second faster than Laszlo Toth on that previous occasion. There it is, a look up the inside line. Will the Lamborghini be able to stretch its legs? Looking like he's going to go to the inside line for turn 3. He is able to do so and pinches down Laszlo Toth, trying to get the 38 to the apex, but the 38 of Benjamin Hyun gets the move done and dusted. All those cheers for Corey McNulty have paid off because he's within 0.3 of a second of Wilson Ho now, the 888 out in front. Coming into the hairpin, it looks like Corey McNulty chasing down Wilson Ho pretty steadily, side by side. Is it going to be going into the final chicane? I don't think so. McNulty didn't have enough overlap there to demand the racing room, but he sure was going to try to go for it. Kelp Ho to the inside line. Bald Eagle Motorsports, you think he'd be driving a Ford Mustang, right? Auto Geek 23? Lack of patriotism there. Lack of patriotism, if you ask me. We finally get an American car, and he's driving an Aston Martin. What is this? What is this world coming to? Corey McNulty on the charge yet again. We've got a couple battles brewing up right now. Philippe Cossette chasing down Kevin Lee in the battle for 4th and 3rd. That's about 0.8 of a second now. Leo Mora chasing down Isho. We'll switch over to that just briefly as we look at Leo Mora trying to make a look to the inside line for the second chicane. Doesn't want to throw up a wheel on the inside of Isho. Isho's running in 2nd place overall in the Pro-Am category. This would be a good pass for him to get into 2nd place. Oh no! And there is an unforced error out of Isho. The Porsche just gets light in the rear end. I'm not sure that there was contact there, but I'm getting it popped up on my timing tower. Let's take a recap of what happened there between the 30 and the 220. Switching over to a helicopter camera. Oh, and there was contact between the 30 and the car of the 220. Just a tiny tap on the rear end sent him around. Hola, Nuno Nunez. Bom dia, or bom note, depending on where you are in the world. That's all the Portuguese that I know. This is a battle that's been raging on for quite some time between Philippe Cossette and Kevin Lee. Leo Mora letting by Isho, it looks like. They can resume their healthy battle. Here's Philippe Cossette now chasing down Kevin Lee, although he doesn't need to make this pass happen on track. He would like to be in 3rd place overall, 1st place in the category, but not necessarily needs to be there. He is 1st place in the category, as I mentioned. Looking to the inside line as Cossette backs out of it, single file, nose astern. stick is going to be the challenge for Philippe Cosset. Running in P4, the gap has opened up to around half a second now. And gaining a little bit of ground through the braking zone, it looks like. Exceptional brakes on that BMW, closes down the gap. Has a little bit of a wiggle on the exit of turn 1, but again, closing down the gap throughout turn 2. Kevin Lees let the firecracker underneath the seat of his pants because he's driving forward like his life depended on it, trying to break away from Philippe Cosset in the background. Isho now into the pits. Let's see what his stationary time ends up being. That promotes Leo Mora into second place overall. Justin Cutler leading the charge in P1 in front of Nate Roberts. Next car that they're going to pass is Andre Jr. Marina. That'll be the number 8 Lexus. You can see him just there. And the GTR is getting a little bit squirrely coming through some of these corners now. Perhaps has used up its tires, and just sitting in the dirty air behind that beastly Lexus is going to be challenging it a lot. Nate Roberts trying to get the overspeed and a little bit of draft from that number 8, unable to get too much out of it as the 8 pulls over. A lovely Lexus. And the Ferrari does pretty well to manage those curbs and attacks them very aggressively. Back on board, looking at Nate Roberts chase down Justin Cutler. This is the battle for the lead of the race around this 2.4 mile track. And a stop-go 30 for Isho, speeding in the pits. As my good friend Mike Noss would always say to drivers who get hit with a stop-go 30, you must practice your pit entry, folks. And it looks like Isho perhaps did not have the time nor the fortitude to do so. And there goes a move up the inside line. That's going to pinch Nate Roberts to the inside of turn 4. And will that push out Cutler to the outside? But we all know that the outside turns to the inside for the following corner. There goes Nate Roberts. Oh, and a deep dive through the chicane for Justin Cutler. Has to give that position back, and he does do so. Nate Roberts leads over Justin Cutler now. Off there for the 93 again, coming out of the final chicane just behind the 111. And he's 2 laps down from the leaders right now. Then Andre Jr. Morani in the number 8 Lexus is 1 lap down for the leaders, and so is Isho, but Isho taking a pit stop already. Philippe Cosset taking his pit stop, tumbling down the order quite a bit, but he's going to come out in traffic that doesn't necessarily need to go out of their way to let him by. 18.1 seconds stationary for Philippe Cosset, so splash and dash and out he goes. And then for Isho, a 6-second stationary is going to turn into a 36 seconds with that stop-go penalty. Heart goes out for all the Isho fans out there. And that stop-go 30 cannot be removed by anybody. Justin Cutler. Oh no! Having a big moment, a big yellow flag. Let's see if we can get an incident replay of what happened to the 35. Looks like it's on our way to the first chicane. Just attacks it a little too hard and gets the hurry up and run going. And that thing is more off kilter than a bucking bronco. And Kevin Lee's able to get by Justin Cutler. That promotes Kevin Lee, the fast Ferrari, into the number 14 into second place, and Cutler now down into third place, the number 35. Oh no, and now Isho gets disqualified for speeding into the pit lane. And there is a heartbreak to be said for sure. This might be Leo Mora's chance to gain some ground. Philippe Cossette with a fairly long pit stop, 18.1 seconds stationary, and Cossette is now battling with drivers in the same category as him. If he wanted to go for a splash and dash, he could have potentially waited a little bit longer. That way he didn't get caught up with the other category classes. But potentially trying to go for an undercut on the rest of the field, and I don't think it's working out very well. He's now going to pass Laszlo Toth on pace alone. The 188 Six Sigma racing car right in front of him. And flashy of the headlights out of Philippe Cossette, trying to let him know that he is a fast driver and he's coming on through, and he is coming on through at Butte. And into the second chicane, the move was pretty much effortless for Philippe Cossette to get by Laszlo Toth. Leo Mora is going to have to put the pedal to the metal to gain some more ground to get first place. Philippe Cossette now into clear air, last lap around, doing a 130.3 compared to Leo Mora's 131.1. The leader is doing 129.4s over Kevin Lee's 130.3. Justin Cutler 129.5, but he's got a 4-second gap to catch back up to Lee in front. And Philippe Cossette finding himself getting caught up in the kitty litter. That won't help his chances at all. Wilson Ho getting chased down by Corey McNulty. The gap has opened up to 1.5 seconds between the two drivers. The 888 leads over the number 74. times are nearly identical. Wilson Ho's lapping at 1:30.5 and McNulty's lapping at 1:30.6. "15 drivers remaining in this event so far, with 18 minutes left to go by the end of the spiel. And it's Nate Roberts leading over Kevin Lee, then Justin Cutler in P3. Wilson Ho in P4, Corey McNulty in 5th, BK in 6th, Dominic Schumann in 7th. Benjamin Hyun would be 8th in the class. Drive-through penalty coming out for Moriani. That'll be for track limits violations, as they have not come down pit lane yet. BK, the second driver to take their pit stop. The number 9. And any other callers into the pit lane at this point in time? I don't think so. Benjamin Hyun, the number 38, coming down pit lane. Corey McNulty is on the charge, pacing down Wilson Ho, but it looks like Wilson has got this one wrapped up pretty well. Identical lap times, 1:30.96 to 1:39.4. 888 leads over the 74. It's the battle between Kevin Lee and Nate Roberts, separated by 12.3 seconds. Roberts holds the fastest lap of the race, a 1:29.1. Justin Cutler 3.1 away from Kevin Lee, trying to clinch back P2. You can see Kevin Lee just up the road there. Flashy of the headlights, trying to get the Lamborghini in 12th place, Benjamin Hyun, to get out of the way. Although he has no obligation to do so, as he has taken a pit stop early. Cutler needs to be careful. I think that was a track limits there, getting through the second chicane. I could be wrong. Track limits violations could be going one way, not the other. Cutler on the previous lap was 0.2 faster than Kevin Lee, so there's definitely not enough time left in this race for him to be able to catch back up. 1:29.6 to a 1:30 flat for Lee. That'll be 0.4 gained. Again, not enough time left in this race for him to catch back up on pace alone. Here's Nate Roberts chasing down who I presume is Leo Mora. Well, that'll be Milton Diaz da Silva in the 111 that he's getting past. Nate Roberts commanding this race from start to finish, had to defend against Justin Cutler going in towards T1, unable to do so. Cutler led the charge, and when the opportunity presented itself, Nate Roberts made a sweet overtake over Cutler, and Cutler never saw the light of day again. Nate Roberts into the pits this time around. Rear wing of Dominic Schumont, looking back at the Lexus of Morani in the number 8. Oh my goodness, a drive-through penalty for Nate Roberts though. Caught speeding coming down pit lane, and he's thrown away the lead of this race. That's going to be a 30-second penalty added to his time if he doesn't serve that within the next 3 laps. And that should promote Kevin Lee into first place. Cutler's only 1.3 away from Lee out in P1. Cutler has to put in some work right now to get past Lee if he wants to be back to where he was at the start of this race. Otherwise, Kevin Lee's consistency will carry him to the checkered flag first. Justin Cutler just cut down 9/10 of a second on that previous lap. He might have the speed to carry it through. Leo Mora coming out of pit lane. Flash and dash pretty much for all the drivers except for Nilton Diaz da Silva, who decided to take tires at 38.6 stationary for him, but all the other drivers with a sub 10-second stationary. And Nate Roberts does come down pit lane to serve that mandatory drive-through penalty. And by the time the cycle is complete, Johnny Nickelford should fall back behind Leo Mora. Kevin Lee into the pits, out from the lead of the race. Will he get slowed down in time, or will he also face a drive-through penalty? Now Justin Cutler is going to try to perform an overcut on Lee. Try to get this move done during the pit stop phase. Nate Roberts does indeed serve that drive-through, falls back to 5th place overall. McNulty now half a second away from BK. Both of them have completed their pit stops, so this is a pass for position overall now. BK drifts it coming through turn 2, and And that'll open the door for McNulty to get some overspeed done and dusted. Will he go for the move? No, not on this occasion. Flashy out of frustration in the headlights from McNulty. Two-tenths is the gap right now. Let's check out Wilson Ho. He's into the pit stop. Kevin Lee with a 7.3 second stationary. That's one of the faster ones we've seen tonight. Cutler is going to have to pull out an amazing pit stop to get one done on Lee. Motorsports team getting a good exit out of the hairpin. Porsche, so agile and nimble, able to take off like a rocket ship. Nate Roberts now inherits fourth position as he gets by Philippe Cosset and Wilson Ho, who have just come out of pit lane now. Nate Roberts still lapping at around 129.7. Justin Cutler on that previous lap was a 130.255. Number 8 and 93, both yellow flags on the track, but seemingly involved in different parts of the track. The 93 coming through the first chicane and number 8 getting involved at turn 1. Corey McNulty still chasing down BK. The number 74 trails the number 9. Cutler and Schumont, the last of the drivers who have to yet make their pit stop to make it to the end. 6 minutes remaining on the clock. And when will they decide to come in? Cutler's going to stay out for as long as humanly possible. Dominic Schumont in the 88. Got to come in sooner rather than later, no matter what. And he's going to tumble down the order yet again. Dominic Schumont started off in P16, gained 14 positions so far. Most drivers losing positions. Dominic Schumont is the only one that's really been improving. Nate Roberts is down 3 positions. Philippe Cosset's down 1. Wilson Ho's down 1. BK's up 2. McNulty down 1 from where he started. In 7th position, now sitting in 8th position. Benjamin Hyun's up 1. Leo's down 2. Laszlo Top up 2. Everybody else right where they started the race at, to be honest with you. Dominic Schumont into the pit lanes now. Shift there from BK. Keep the wheel spin down. And unable to control it, comes back onto the racing line right in front of McNulty. And who's that just came out of the pits? That'll be the AMG of Dominic Schumont. This is going to be very close for Cutler I'm seeing about a 41-second pit stop required for Cutler, and he's got a 44-second gap to the leader right now. Could be coming in awfully close for Cutler to Lee. Leomora 2/10 away from Benjamin Hyun. A little side-by-side door bang between the two drivers. And Leomora is able to get the move done and dusted past Hyun. And he's still sitting in second place overall in the category. Philippe Cosset way up there, up the order in fourth place. With 3 minutes left to go, Justin Cutler has to come into the pits on this lap, and he is into the pit lane on this lap. Take a look at where he is coming down pit road now. He slowed down well before the line. Corey McNulty chasing down BK yet again. Taking a look to the inside line, coming in towards the first chicane. No. Number 9 is awfully defensive right now. Can't allow McNulty any opportunity to find a gap. Let's check out where Kevin Lee is on the track. Kevin Lee of photography coming down the start-finish straight now, and Cutler is on his way out. This is going to be dangerously close, and it's coming down very fast. Benjamin Hyun is nowhere to be found because this is Justin Cutler and Kevin Lee's battle. 3.8 second overcut done and dusted over Lee. Corey McNulty and BK still battling it out for P7 and P8. I must say, McNulty's been racing very cleanly tonight. I haven't seen his number get called out on my incident reports all race long. He's been trying to make up moves left and right, and there he goes, makes a look at the number 9. Can't find a way past on this occasion. The 74 maybe just a little too cautious now, and there's going to be side by side, but McNulty unfortunately has the outside line going into that first chicane, tries to get it covered off, gets touched there from BK, and he gets sent through the first part of that chicane, and hopefully has enough speed token violations remaining to not get a drive through out of that. Move done irregardless for McNulty onto Brock K.
Leaders on final lap now.
And you heard it there, the leaders on the final lap. 35 will bring it around for the final time, taking the checkered flag as he comes through turn 2 now. 3.8 seconds is the gap to him and Kevin Lee. Nate Roberts in P3, then Philippe Cosset, Wilson Ho, Dominic Schmott, Corey McNulty, and then BK and Leo Mora, and then Benjamin Hyun rounds out the top 10. The clock has officially run out, folks. The clock has reached midnight here at Zolder, and everybody's going to turn into a pumpkin when they cross the line. Justin Cutler coming through the final chicane for the final time. The number 35 in the Nissan GTR brings it home very cleanly and performs very well tonight on a good recovery drive after tumbling down into P3 off the breakaway and climbs back into P1. Justin Cutler into P1. what happened to Kevin Lee? Kevin Lee into second place. Then Nate Roberts in P3. Philippe Cossette crosses the line in P4. Wilson Ho in 5th place. Dominic Schumann in 6th. Driving the AMG. Corey McNulty in 7th place. BK in 8th. Leo Mora in 9th place will finish out this race in front of Benjamin Gunn, the number 38. Donnie Nickelford, Milton Diaz da Silva, Andre Morani, and Macom Salas will finish out the race in the bottom half. Leo Mora taking home P9, Hyun in 10th. Laszlo Toth will be the last of the drivers to cross the line, and they'll be doing that in P11. Great racing, everybody. Great racing all around here at Zolder. Despite it even being that the ACC servers were down, we still ended up having a race tonight. And next week, we're going to be at the Nordschleife. And of course, this will be at next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to stick around and see you next week. Thank you very much, everybody, for all the chatters. Love having you guys around. Thank you very much for keeping the entertainment going. You guys are fantastic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Love you guys so much. Thank you very much for all the support. And most importantly, remember to stay safe out there. Have a great night.